new filter. I'm just going to fill it up with oil before I fit it. For a moment.
You haven't got any easy start.
No, well, I don't want it. The longer it takes to kick in, the better, because, like I say, I want to get oil up around the head if possible. Pressure warning right there. She's almost there, isn't she? I'll just give it a moment just to everything settle. I had hoped the oil warning, the pressure would come up quicker than that. But it's got the whole head to pump up to fill, raise the pressure. There's air in there. It's running.
I know with my motorcycle, because it's got a mechanical oil pump, and it takes, sometimes it takes about 4 or 5 minutes of oil to get it up to the head.
I just put 3.5 litres in, mind you, which is what it recommends for an oil filter change. Mind you, we are at an angle. Still a little bit tappy, but it's 2 days later since our successful start of the vehicle, which I was mostly pleased with. I did discover a small coolant leak, which I think was coming out of the pipe where we made the repair on the wax static choke system. It seemed to leak and then stop leaking, so I'm hoping that that is now sort of sealed, but we'll find out in a minute, so I'm going to restart it from cold. The other slightly more worrying problem I have is that there is another oil leak, which I think was masked by the amount of oil leaking from the cylinder head gasket. But this looks like the gasket that supports the crankshaft bottom oil seal, which is going to necessitate us taking out all of the cam belt, and the bottom crank pulley has to come off, and it's a bit of a job again. So we're not yet ready for our MOT. In fact, I had to cancel my MOT because this needs sorting. I'm currently waiting for spare parts, and while they're waiting to come, I'm going to strip all this down. But we're going to do another cold start today just to make sure everything's still okay, and hopefully I'll get to show you the oil leak. we're still dripping coolant. I'm going to have a look at that plan. Well, I found the coolant leak issue. Although our repair held up, it's fractured further up the pipe. So I think there must have been a crack in that prior to us putting it back together. I think this might be shagged, I think is probably the correct term for this. Okay, so a good idea in principle. My repair held, but it just broke further up the spigot. Now these are £100 a go. I'd hope to avoid having to spend the money, but I don't want to risk this failing on a long journey, or any journey for that matter, and dumping all the coolant out through this particular unit. So I think I'm going to have to bite the bullet and order a new one, as annoying as that is. Admit defeat.